Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'll be taking you along on setting up my November spreads, but before that, here is a quick flip through of my October setup. I am still halfway in October, so the spreads are not completely filled, and I love how everything has turned up in these spreads. All the stickers used here are from my shop, and the link to the shop will be mentioned in the description below. And with all the ramblings, I actually forgot to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Alicia, and I like to do bullet journaling and scrapbooking videos in this channel. Also, if you're new here, you must have missed the giveaway that I organized a few weeks ago, and the winner will be announced in the end of this video. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can also participate in the future giveaways. Coming to the November spreads, I have been meaning to do a retro video game inspired setup for quite some time, but I always get carried away by the latest season themes. Since I already did a fall themed setup for October, November seemed like a good time to do this video game inspired theme. I am not a gamer in any sense, but I have played quite a few of these retro games that will be featured in the spreads. I remember when video games used to come in cassettes, and I had this keyboard shaped video game system growing up which seemed so futuristic at that time. I have grown up playing Mario, Contra, Pac-Man and Tetris, some of the classics that you can find in the market. Mario is a mega franchisee of Nintendo, and they have a whole lot of games that I have not played, but I did play the Mario Party. That's a super fun one, but unfortunately every time I have played with my husband, I have lost. Gambling is just not for me, even when it is just a game. Anyway, I like the Super Mario Bros. Movie which came out this year. So drawing inspiration from Nintendo, I am going to doodle Nintendo Switch and also sprinkle some of the classic video game icons all over the spread. I will be connecting the console to the November title through this heartbeat line. I was also checking on Pinterest for a video game appropriate font to write all the titles, and I came across this which seemed like an easy one for me to execute. For the letters, I have taken 5 dot grid space in height and 5 spaces in width, so the finishing result looks contained in a square. At first, I thought of doing the title diagonally, but November is the longest title of the month. So if you want to recreate this, maybe choose a smaller month name like April or May. To fill in all the icons and the doodles, I'm going to use my regular sketch pens that I have that I bought from the local store. I will be also using some of the Tombow brush pens, but probably not in this spread so much. And I wanted to highlight the switch to be the more prominent one in this spread. So what I have decided to do is highlight the switches in different colors and then sketch everything inside the negative space in black, so that will just pop up the colors. So you will understand more when you see me covering up all the doodles, but this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to use all the primary colors and just make it pop in the picture. By the way, do you recognize any of the icons that I have used here? And if you did, which one is your favorite from the doodles, or which is the favorite game that you have played when you were a kid or you are still playing? I would be very much interested to know, as currently we are also playing a few Nintendo Switch games that we are trying out. But if there are any suggestions that you want to give, or any games that you have really loved and would want me to try, let me know in the comments below. This is what I meant by filling in the negative space inside the doodles with black. See how all the yellow and the other primary colors pops up when I put the black background. I really wanted to use this classic design of a Nintendo Switch because that's also one of the Switch that we have, and I just wanted to give it the proper representation that it deserves. I like playing, but I also get very anxious if it is a very heavy intensive shooting game. I am not into violence, so I like to play something which is more puzzle related, or something that you have to find, like the treasure games. Those are some things that I really like to enjoy. I also like those games where you own a cafe and you have to make different food items for your customers, and those are time sensitive ones. So if I'm playing alone, it's fine, but if there is someone else who's doing a cooperative game with me and that person is a competitive person, I don't think I enjoy mostly during that situation. But yeah, those are some of the scenarios which can be a little bit out of my comfort zone. But what do you think? Do you think that being a competitive gamer is important, or do you play and just want to chill and enjoy the game? I know there are people who gets very competitive even if it is a very simple game. So what is your way of playing? Let me know. And what do you think? Like, is being competitive all the time a good thing, or they should just take a chill pill for a moment? This has been a very sketch heavy setup that I have made in some time, and I think the total footage that I have is almost 2 hours, and I had to speed up a lot of the footage so that I can include everything in this video and do a lot of editing out. But I like how the entire setup has turned up, and it is kind of a love of my labor. So I do like how the entire theme finally turns up in my spreads. I've never tried these kind of fonts before, so I had to do a lot of practice before I actually put it down in my journal and record. But it has been a fun experiment, to be very honest, and I really enjoyed doing my research. Once I fill in all the characters, I am going to do a drop shadow with the red sketch pen, so it has a nice shadowy effect. As always, the second spread is reserved for my mood and habits tracker. These are the things that I have been tracking from the beginning of my bullet journal journey, and I love reflecting on them and see how I have progressed through the days or how my day went in general. It also gives me an opportunity to go in depth on a particular day in case I want to understand more on what particularly happened that day to influence my mood. I do long form journaling along with bullet journaling, meaning that I will jot down my thoughts in longer sentences and paragraphs rather than just bullet points. I know that a lot of bullet journalists, they will be putting a spread where it is mostly a brain dump, where they will just put the main feelings and thoughts that they have, or the feelings that they have been going around for that particular month. But I do like to elaborate on my feelings, so that's why I do long form journaling. It also helps me in taking my anxiety out of my system, and sometimes when I write it down, the problems does not seem that big and looks kind of silly. So it can be all in my head with the made up scenarios, and it helps in bringing a different perspective to a situation and make me respond rather than reacting to it. So for the mood tracker, I am actually going with a Zelda theme. The three hearts are iconic to the RPG game, and I will use the diamond shaped rupees, which is the currency that they use in the game, to denote the mood of the day. I have not played any Zelda games, but I did watch quite a few episodes of the latest game, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, by a gaming YouTuber channel called Game Grumps. They have been around for more than 10 years and are quite fun to watch. Lately we are playing Degrees of Separation, which is a cooperative game on Switch. It is a 2D puzzle platformer in which duo Amber and Rhyme must use their contrasting powers to manipulate heat and cold to overcome obstacles. I really like the graphics along with the music, which resembles a lot like Gaelic or Irish or Scottish music. Anyway, coming to the habits tracker, I am going to include 6 habits this month again, to include my social media postings along with my regular habits of reading, walking and journaling. However, I have realized in my current setup that I am not really following up with the trackers for my social media posts and finding it very hard to come back to fill it on time, since I have been posting very sporadically. So I'm not sure if I will continue to add it going forward, but I really wanted to still give it a second try this month. I will come back to you if it works for me. This stems of month, I have actually bought it almost like 2 years ago from Shein, just to give it a try and see how the stems would work. The following spread is dedicated to my content planner, which helps me in planning the long form videos, especially in YouTube, and have a consistent flow of contents for you to enjoy. I do have some exciting ideas for the next few videos, so make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. By the way, if there is any theme that you would like me to try, or any suggestions for the scrapbooking videos or for the bullet journaling theme, please feel free to comment below. Also, if you buy any of my stickers, I will be very grateful, and please tag me on your lovely creations. My handle is coffee_journals_naps on Instagram and TikTok. Now, before I move to announcing the giveaway winner, I just want to say thank you to all of you who participated in the contest and expressed your love to my channel. I am very grateful for your support and cherish every comment that you leave. So without further ado, the winner is Sunghang_970. I have put up your handle on the screen, and I will be also posting it on my community channel. So congratulations. Please send me an email with your address so I can send you over the giveaway prize. Coming back to the spread, each of the boxes are 6 grid spaces wide and 6 grid spaces in height in case you are interested. It gives sufficient space for me to jot down the important details for the video for that week. I have been using the similar format for a few of my last spreads, and this spread has actually worked out very good for me, so I'm not going to change it anytime soon. If you would have noticed, I do not really make a separate calendar spread because it has not served me in my past setups. So I don't really include them in my journals. In this year I have not been doing it, but I do put the content calendar, and that kind of gives me an overall perspective of what needs to be done specifically for that particular month or on that week. From the spreads, you must have figured out that this is a Super Mario Bros. Inspired spread. I did not want to draw just Mario or Luigi, rather I wanted to focus on the background with the tunnels and the landscape. I used multiple markers here, ranging from Tombow brush pens to the sketch pens that I bought from my local store. I will link as many of the products as possible here. I, however, have bought my Tombow pens from a local store that they were actually having a sale, and I bought it from them. So I believe I bought the set for 15 euros. And the similar set that I saw on Amazon was approximately around 25 euros. So I actually saved 10 euros on each of these sets, and these were the sets. I got the pastel color set and also the gray color set. So there were 6 pens in each of the sets. On the left side of the page, I wanted to include some of the funny, quirky quotes that I came across on Pinterest that I'm sure a video game nerd will appreciate. If you search of gamer jokes or quotes, I'm sure you will find plethora of them in the internet, but some of them here are really funny, but others might be a little off and some may take offense to them these days. So just take them with a pinch of salt and enjoy the quirkiness of these quotes. While I was recording the video, Chunky decided to come and give me some company. So here is a few seconds of him just enjoying his time and being dominant all over me. Every time he sees me journaling, he definitely gets very fascinated by the movement of the pen, but thankfully he has not tried to slap the pen and ruin my cutesy little doodles and drawings in the process. The characters I'm drawing right now are from Space Invaders, another classic game that was very popular in the 80s and 90s. I'm pretty sure they were also around in 2000s, but I don't remember playing them, so I would say they were very popular in their 80s and 90s. The final spread in this video is going to be for my daily pages log. This is the spread that I come back to pretty much every day, and I am the most excited to fill this as I get to see my reading progress in measuring quantity. So basically, this calendar setup is to fill the number of pages I have read on that particular day, and some days are really exciting than the others. Each boxes in this calendar are going to be 3 grid spaces wide and 4 grid spaces in height. Since November is starting on a Wednesday, I have a few spaces available on the left hand side where I have drawn the characters from Space Invaders. I will also sprinkle in some more characters from the game in the space below and just try to tie in the entire page in the same game theme. For the number of books that I have read in October, it is currently trending at 3, and I am simultaneously reading a physical book and listening to an audiobook. Not sure if I will be able to finish 5 books by the end of the month, but I will keep it up. I read for pleasure and at my leisure, so there is no rush. I have already achieved my target of 24 books for the year, so I am not going to overwhelm myself with a self-imposed deadline. The physical book I am reading is called The Other Mother by Matthew Green, and to be honest, I am finding it very hard to finish. I have read about 120 pages out of 250 something pages of this book, but the story is a little weird for me to get my head wrapped around, so I kind of get irritated by the main character. Not sure if I'm going to DNF it, since I like to finish a book no matter how bad the writing is, so I will see. The audiobook, on the other hand, is called Timekeeper by Tara Sim, and that is a very interesting concept and book. The narration is okay, but I am finding the story interesting, so I will keep going ahead with it. It's a trilogy, so I will have 2 more books to read in November. Here are a few of the quotes that I was talking about previously. Some of them are very funny, so you can pause the video if you want to read all through. In the end, I am going to just put a drop shadow with my red sketch pen around the calendar, and that's about it. Well friends, we have reached to the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. Here is a quick flip through of the setup, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!